Thank you for tuning into my second part of my ipv6 project. And this is going to be on bit123 next generation internet protocols. This is for winter quarter 2018 at Cascadia College. And the topic of this discussion is the Hurricane Electric ipv6 certification project. So as we discussed in the previous training, this is my diagram for my home network. As you can see, I have ISP connectivity with through Xfinity into a cable modem, which is of course IPv6, over to through a Cat6 cable to my office network, which has IPv6 enabled. And today we're going to set up an IPv6 network. And so what we have here is the scaled down version of what I have on my laptop and my Netgear router and my cable modem into Xfinity ISP, which is you saw in the previous slide. What we're going to set up is three things. One is a domain name, and we're going to be using GoDaddy to do that. In through Hurricane Electric, which is going to be the DNS server, and that's going to create a connection to our actual host web, where our web page will be hosted, which will be on DigitalOcean. So I'm going to show you first of all real quickly on GoDaddy, just to go and set up your domain name and how to set up the DNS name servers on it. Okay, so we go to GoDaddy.com just to get a domain name, and it says type in the domain that you want to put in. So you type in there, and I'll just use this as bit123 havens.info, and then I'll go ahead and, as I click on search domain, and so you click on the search, and it comes back and says your account is available. So go ahead and click on the add to account or add to cart and pay for it. Now this domain name is yours. So once you now have the domain, then you go over here, it brings up this page, and you want to set up your DNS servers at this point here. So click on the DNS button, it comes up, and right down here under name servers, you want to go ahead and change, because at the default it points to their domain servers, but you want to put in the name server 5 or ns5.he.net, ns4.he.net, ns3.he.net, and ns2.he.net. So you just do that in the change screen when you do it here, and you can save it and that kind of thing. So now we set up the domain name, and the next thing is to do is set up the domain servers under Hurricane Electric. So you need to go create an account, and then we'll come back and look at the DigitalOcean part of it. So here we are at Hurricane Electric. Here's the website right here. So we can go ahead and take a look at that. And you go here and you just do click on register. Get you to the sign-in screen, and I'll go ahead and fill that in. And then go ahead and check this, click it all in, and you click register. Then you get to this screen here which says that you'll receive an email, and go ahead and finish up the activation of your account. Okay, so now that the account has been verified and I have an account here, and there's my username, and it says no cert yet. So we're going to go for the first step here. So what we're going to do, we've already did the registering of the Hurricane Electric. We're going to conduct our newbie test and get the newbie badge. And since we set up our hardware configuration to allow IPv6 through, we probably don't need to worry about the tunnel broker, but we will be able to test the connectivity and just to verify that. So what we need to do is, they say to get the first badge, we need to read the primer. And there's the primer. read it, read it, read it, read it, read it, read it, read it. Everything's great. And then we'll go back and do the trick questions, which are right here. So now we'll go ahead and answer the questions and click submit. And hey, look at that. Congratulations, you are completed the newbie test. Click here to return to the main page. And I've got my Explorer badge. So we're going to go and reduce that a little bit and come over here. It says we've did our newbie test and got our Explorer badge. Congratulations. And the next step is to do the tunnel, but I think we don't have to do that. We don't have to do all of that stuff. We can go down here and just do the test. So this is Windows PowerShell, and I've typed in ipconfig/all, and there is my Ethernet information. Super secret. Please disregard it in the future. And so there's my ipconfig. I'll just go ahead and type in that ping command. There's that. And you can see I got ping. I'll do the next one. And I got ping for that. So, and the next thing, we'll test out this website. There it is. We'll go ahead and test out this website. There it is. And we'll test out this website. There it is. And no tunnel broker required. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is set up our web space, and we're going to use DigitalOcean for this service, and they use these things called droplets that you can are kind of virtual machines. And so we're going to create a droplet, and then they're going to email some information to you, and you'll get that information and use it later on. So here we go. So here we are at digitalocean.com, and you go ahead and create an account. All right, so the next thing we need to do once the account is created is to create a virtual machine, or what they call a droplet. So we get to this point here, we do the one-click apps. Now, the instructions say to create a lamp on 1404, but the newest version is 1604, which is fine. But I know that the mail server won't work on it, so we'll get to that in a bit. So we're going to create the on 1604. That's fine. The size of it's fine. We're going to do it in San Francisco. It's fine. And make sure that ipv6 is selected. That's very important. And we'll give it a host name just so it's easy to read. And then we're going to go create. And it is created. So then we go over to it and we look at it. And we say, here's your ipv6 address. And here, address right here. We make sure we have that. And we copy that for later use. And then we go into the console. And we go into the console. And we need to log in. So we'll go over and grab the email that was sent to us from DigitalOcean. And there's the root and there's the password that we'll need to type in. And then we type it in, and it prompts us to type it in one more time, and then we need to change the password. And there we are. So that's what we got so far. All right, so now we're going to move this back over here. And the next thing we need to do is now connect the Hurricane Electric DNS to this new site. Okay, so to connect the Hurricane Electric DNS to this site, we go over here and get the ipv6 address, copy it, and go over to the Hurricane Electric site, add a new Quad A account. At this point, we type in @, and then we enter the address we just copied, and then we change it down to 5 minutes and say submit, and there it is. And let's see if it's out there. So we're going to go over here and see where's my DNS. Let's see if it's out there. I don't care about that, to allow it. And I'll just type in here. There's here, Quad A, search. Yep, looks like it's all there. And then I'm just going to go over here and see if I can find it. Hey, look at that. There we are. Okay, so we're going to do another quick test here. So we got the website. It's being brought up, and it is the website through Hurricane Electric to DigitalOcean, the tunnel, created the ipv6 tunnel. And so now I'm going to transfer a file over there and take a look at it and see if you can see it from the web page. So I like using FileZilla to do my file transfers. I bring it up and I go to Site Manager, and I've already configured the BIT site, and there is the IPv4 address for it, and make sure that it comes up and says that it's for the var www.html, and we'll go ahead and connect to it, and I'll just type in my password. That's fine. And there it is. There are the files. So I'm going to reduce this now, and I'm going to see this. It says he test, and it's not there, obviously, because I didn't put it in there yet. But if I go here and I drag it over, there it is. So we'll just do that, and he test. This is a test. So you can see the file got over there. This is actually the website. So I've successfully created a IPv6 tunnel through a website through he Hurricane. And thank you very much for listening to that. So due to the time constraints of this video production, I'm going to stop the training right now, and we're going to go with I'll work on the next part of the stuff on a future video. And again, thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you got something out of this presentation.